Don't let a lack of transmission maintenance cost you tons of money. I'm going to show you how to check the automatic transmission fluid on a 2016 Mazda CX-5. This process will be similar for other Mazda models. So here is the transmission dipstick. And it's not a traditional dipstick and one that is clear and obvious. You have to follow a certain sequence to check the fluid level correctly. So the first thing you got to do to check the transmission fluid is get the transmission up to temperature. So you got to take it on a quick drive. I actually drive about 2 miles, 1 mile out, 1 mile back. But the key thing here is to put it into all gears. So I put it into manual and shift through all the gears. I drive down this country road for about a minute. I get up to about 50 miles an hour, turn around once I've hit 6th gear, turn back home. I've took the temperature reading when I've gotten back after this drive, and with an outside temperature around 50 or 60 degrees, it usually ends up at that 120 degree mark, which is where it needs to be to check it. So after the drive, leave the engine running, but engage the parking brake, and you can check it in neutral or park. I have it in neutral right now. Pop the hood. Now I can show you where the dipstick location is, which is under this air intake hose. And you can see I'm zooming in. It's a 10 millimeter bolt that holds the dipstick in place. And it's a short dipstick. You can get to it by removing the air intake or use a few extensions. And you can get down there with a 10 millimeter. Loosen it and make sure you don't drop it. Get your hand down there and you can, I couldn't really film while sticking my left hand down there, but you can get your arm down there and successfully grab that bolt out, put it to the side. Don't want to lose that. Now we can pull the dipstick out again with the engine running. We're going to wipe it down. Now this fluid should be bluish green, almost more blue. You can see it's turning kind of greenish yellow. It's fading from blue to green to yellow. I would change it if it looked more black than the kind of in-between yellowish color. Like I said, I know the process it takes to get the transmission up to temperature, but you could use an OBD scan tool. It sometimes has the transmission temperature in there. If not, just use a thermometer. Make sure that dipstick's nice and clean, and then you want to stick it back in all the way, fully seated. You want to make sure that this O-ring fully is seated. It can be kind of difficult, so just make sure you fully seated it to get an accurate reading. We can see here the fluid level is where it needs to be, directly in the middle of the hash marks. Like I said, 122 degrees is where it needs to be at. As long as it's pretty close to that, you'll be good, but you could stick a thermometer in there just to verify that your process is the same as mine and that it works. So once you've checked the transmission fluid, put the dipstick back in there. Again, make sure it's fully seated. And start the nut by hand, rather the bolt by hand. And then once you've made sure it's not cross-threaded, go ahead and just tighten it down nice and snug. Don't got to overdo it. And now you can verify that the transmission fluid is in good enough condition to keep driving the vehicle. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and any additional links will be provided in the video description.